Welcome back to the Lockwood Chronicles. Am I okay? My name is Larissa. Today we are going to talk about the 11 books that I read in March. Did you hear me? 11. I mean, March is somehow the longest month of the year. I know it has 31 days and many other months have 31 days, but March is the longest month of the year, I swear. Yeah, the total amount of pages I read was 4,130 and my average rating was 3.66. And then my format breakdown is I read 6 audiobooks, 2 Kindle books or digital books, 3 physical books. That was a lot of audiobooks. I'll say I was busy doing a lot of stuff around the house. Audiobooks were just the easiest to consume because I wanted to read, and I had a lot to read, obviously. Let's start off with the first book that I read, and that was Apprentice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. And that is the second book in Assistant to the Villain series. It is very much like adult fairy tale. Evie ends up becoming the assistant to the villain in the first one, which is why it is called Assistant to the Villain. It is very much like giving corporate vibes, but like make it a fairy tale. Every time I picture it, I picture Tangled vibes. The whole backdrop to me reminds me of Tangled, and that's what I envision. What truly makes a villain? He runs his villain empire like a well-oiled machine, gives his employees really great health benefits. Sounds like a really cool boss, actually, and he's super hot. So there's a lot of like tension between Evie and him. They don't act on it because they're like, that's inappropriate, like this is a workplace. So Apprentice to the Villain is the follow-up after like what happens at the end of Assistant to the Villain. I really like it. It's just a fun, goofy time. I did audiobook this one because that's what became available for me sooner through my library. Yeah, actually my library had like unlimited copies of both the first and the second, so that was pretty cool. I think they are very cute. They don't really have any spice, but like they are very adult too. So hopefully that was helpful, a very helpful review. But if you're looking for like a Tangled aesthetic with more tension and yearning and pining, then this one would be a good time for you. Then I read The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez. It was just a novella, very short novella, which I'm really upset about because I would have loved to have had this as a full-length book. I thought it was very good in such a short amount of pages. Like it was only 80 something pages, 82 pages. I felt very connected to the characters. It didn't feel rushed, but I just wish we had more because it was such a cute little novella and I really enjoyed it. And if you're just looking for something quick and easy and a cute little romance, like that would be the one. It was adorable. I wish it was a full book. I guess I could tell you what it's about. 2 people live in this apartment building. All of a sudden they go outside. They're on like the 2nd level or something. They go outside and their stairs are gone. And their landlord is like, oh, they removed the wrong ones. And they are stuck over the weekend in their apartments. It's just the 2 of them. Their apartments face each other. And they're the only 2 on that level. They just get to know each other. Fortunately, she has a stalker that she has to keep moving and running from. He is very obsessed with her. The police won't do anything because he hasn't done anything except, terrorize her and peep through her windows and find out where she lives. And she does have like a restraining order in place, but he still finds her because, again, he hasn't done anything. Our guy across, he is dealing with a work injury, so he can't really be moving around much anyway. They just spend the weekend together and have a little friendship and have picnics, enjoy each other's company and get to know each other. And she's obviously very hesitant, especially since he is a man. But her best friend is such a badass, and his best friend is just goofy and so cute. It's adorable. I wish it was a full book. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This is about Kath. She's just entering college, like it's her freshman year of college. She has a twin sister, Ren. Ren wanted to expand her horizons and not be labeled as the twin, so she didn't want to room with Kath, and now Kath is very introverted, has a lot of like social anxiety, and so she is now with a new roommate, unsure of what to do. She doesn't really want to make friends, is unsure if she even wants to be in college. But she also has this wonderful outlet identity as a fan fiction writer and one of the best fan fiction writers for this series called Simon Snow, and it is very comparable to Harry Potter. So this is just about her growing as an individual and making her own friends, as well as like experiencing actual relationships with people, being comfortable with herself, as well as like dealing with some familial issues as well. I think it's a very appropriate book for those that are in college and really gets and captures that experience very well, and just like insecurities and all of that. I thought it was good. I think I would have enjoyed it if I was around this age or around in the college demographic still. For me, it was just a little too young. It was very nostalgic in feeling. I enjoyed it for what it was. Liked the elements of the Simon Snow excerpts and like her fan fiction too. I really didn't see a huge point of them. Like, they didn't really add any major elements for me for the story to continue to move forward. However, they were a fun little addition into that as well. Power Play by Chelsea Curto. This is the second book in the DC Stars series. Liam and Piper, and Liam is the goalie for the DC Stars, best goalie in the NHL. And Piper is the sideline reporter for the DC Stars, and everybody loves her. She's just this little blonde ball of sunshine, but she does have some issues with misogynistic men at work. Don't think that she can progress because she is a woman, and women like sports. This is their story, and I absolutely loved this book. A lot of the things that Piper's insecurities were talked about and that she discussed, I have felt very, very deeply, and those are a lot of my insecurities as well. And the communication between her and Liam is phenomenal. Marriage of convenience with benefits / like accidental. Piper approaches Liam because she has only ever been with her ex-husband, who is a piece of trash, and so she wants to make sure that be more secure with things in the bedroom, if you will. Wants to do it with somebody that she trusts, and she trusts Liam, and he's like, okay, but like hockey is my whole life. I'm not looking to date. Wink, wink. He's like, hockey is my main focus right now, and I don't have time for a relationship because I want to dedicate every second to hockey. He's also super grumpy. It's Grumpy Sunshine. I love Liam. Liam is top book boyfriend for me. He is amazing. I'm obsessed with Liam, and I just love their relationship. I love their communication. I love the found family in these books. I love guys' relationships with each other, and I love the female friendships in this book as well. It's so strong and supportive and uplifting. All the relationships in this are just so healthy, and I love to see it, and I love that Chelsea has continued to do that in her books. That's what we need. We need views of healthy relationships. I'm having such a great time reading the DC Stars. While we're talking about hockey and ice and stuff, let's go on to The Favorites by Lane Fargo. Holy crap, this is a good book. Super short chapters, part documentary style, and then part like the actual story too. So Katarina and Heath are ice dance partners, and they are like childhood loves. They are hoping to make it to the Olympics. Toxic, like manipulative sport, like figure skating and gymnastics and all of that. Like, people will trick you into thinking they're helping you and really just it's very backstabbing. I hate when sports are like that. Katarina and Heath are trying to make it to the Olympics. This follows their journey through many years, and just the ups and the downs, and it's so messy and manipulative in the friendships, but also like the frenemies and the drama that takes place. I hope they make this into a TV series. It would be phenomenal. It would be very much like Daisy Jones and the Six. This book is a baby between Daisy Jones and the Six and Magnolia Parks with how dramatic it is. So freaking good. The audiobook is also phenomenal. Full cast. When you think it couldn't get more dramatic, something else happens. I'm like, what else could happen? I was shocked every single time. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Finally read Piranesi by Susanna Clark. I think I waited too long and listened to too much hype about this book. I thought it was just meh. I hate that I didn't love it. I hate that it wasn't a 5-star for me. I will say the writing, phenomenal. This was beautifully written. I really loved just the structure of it. I thought it was perfection in the writing. The story, I wouldn't say was like boring, but I heard way too much hype about this book and I was expecting something way different. And when we got to the twist that everybody was like, oh, I can't believe that happened, I just wasn't impressed by the twist. So this is regarding Piranesi. He is alone in this like mansion museum thing, and he's just wandering around. He's a scientist, so he's marking wave patterns and noticing different things about this house, and there's a lot of statues, and there's also someone else there. It's the other, and he meets with the other every Tuesday and Friday. Otherwise they don't really interact. It is fun to like wander around this house, but that's what you're doing, is wandering around this house and like piecing things together. He's a little bit of a quirky character. Like I said, there is a twist, but I was expecting it to be more. This was our pick for the book club I was in. It was actually my month's pick. There's a lot of similarities between this and like depression or addiction or something like that. That could be similar to this nature in how Piranesi is in this house. Somebody in my book club also stated this, and I think it's true. I think this would be a really great book for a classroom, like a high school or college, probably high school, finding out all the different meanings and really taking that in, break down and like write a paper on. I don't think I got it, and I hate that I didn't get it. But after discussing with book club, definitely more interested in it. I just didn't pick up on a lot of stuff. That's on me. I read to read, not to analyze. I'm not very analytical and like piecing things together. When I read to escape. I don't want to think. All right, let's get to the last bit here. I reread The Hunger Games with the additions of Sunrise on the Reaping. So let's talk about it. All right, so let's go with the first three. The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. I listened to all these. Okay, the only one that I like physically read was Sunrise on the Reaping, and then I listened to all of the original trilogy and then Songbirds and Snakes just to like prep for Sunrise on the Reaping. And I'm really glad I did this. I had already fully intended on rereading the series, and then when she announced Sunrise on the Reaping was coming out, I was like, yes, this fits in perfectly with my plans.
It's all coming together.
The original trilogy is based off Katniss Everdeen. She volunteers herself as tribute for her sister Prim in this very dystopian, like corrupt government society where they put kids in an arena and have them fight to the death until they have a victor. That is to keep peace in country of Panem with 12 districts. It's a very oppressive nature. It is very sad and heartbreaking, deals a lot with PTSD and just like what is right and wrong. The books are so freaking good, guys. I read these and then I really want to reread them again because I love them that much. The movies are also good too, but the books, so much better. So much is still left out of the movies, and like the tension and her thought process. I love them so much. They were such a integral part of my like childhood teen years. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, that is a prequel with President Snow, and it is his time. It's like the 10th Hunger Games. They have introduced mentors, and the mentors are kids from the school, which he is one of them, and he gets paired up with Lucy Gray, who is a District 12 tribute. Lucy is special. She is a singer, and she's part of the Covey, which used to be a traveling, I was about to say circus, no, entertainment, bands, shows, artists, musical artists. It follows when the games were not like they were. The tributes were treated like they were treated horribly, like worse than animals were. The progression between all of these, from the 10th especially to what it finally was, the tributes definitely get treated better in these ones. They're more like celebrities than anything else. Taking a look at the games and where they kind of originated from and into what they grew. President Snow views Lucy Gray and their relationship as it morphs into something, his origin story. The new release, Sunrise on the Reaping. This is Haymitch's story. So this is the 50th Hunger Games, which was a quarter quell. For this quarter quell, they had double the amount of tributes. So instead of taking 2 from each district, they selected 4. We got to see a ton of characters that were in the Hunger Games trilogy just because of like how close the timelines were compared to Songbirds and Snakes. 16-year-old Haymitch, everything that he went through and made him who he was in the original trilogy. Feel horrible for everything that he had to go through, what the Capitol did to him, what President Snow did to him. He was a little rebel from the start. I really liked it. I did cry if you watch my reading vlog, but not out of like extreme sadness. He ended up, it is like a good ending. This was a really, really good ending for the story. Just the trauma that all of these people go through and the friendships that they make. We got a glimpse of his games in Catching Fire when they're watching back the tapes. They heavily edited his entire games. So it was really cool to finally get the entire picture of Haymitch's story. I believe that was all the books that I read in the month of whatever this month was, March. Feel free to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any other future wrap-ups, reading vlogs, TBRs. I would love to have you here, love to keep you here. And feel free to like this video. I would really appreciate it. With that being said, respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks, bye!